I often get asked the question, what do you do with all the machines that you restore? And in this video, I'm going to show you. As you can see, I do still have most of them, not all, but most of them, my favorites basically. I am seriously lacking space though to store any more in the future, so something is going to have to change. Anyway, we're going to run through them all, and I'm going to show you everything that I've got, starting with the most recently restored and ending with the oldest, the ones that I did furthest back. So to kick things off, we do have the Countax, which I have only just finished. This was just finished literally a few days ago. This is the Countax K18, which is fitted with a 1988 Vanguard engine, but it's actually about 1992. I don't know what the story is behind the engine being so old, but it is original. So I'm guessing they just had some old stock. There's a leaf. A leaf has landed on it. How dare it? It's supposed to be looking all nice and presentable. Yeah, I'd love to know. Maybe they just got hold of some older stock, but it was certainly the original to the machine, because I had another one of a similar age, which was exactly the same. It was like 1992 or 93, but it had a 89 engine. So that is the Countax, and well, actually it's just finished mowing, just done the demonstration, so it needs a bit of a clean. But yeah, very happy with that one. The first Countax that I have properly restored. We then go to the Baramix. This is the Baramix cement mixer. I've already used this to mix the concrete for my ballast box, for my combat tractor on the 3-point linkage. This is very handy, and I will have other jobs for it in the future. I do like the colour scheme as well. It's quite unusual, especially with the raspberry red engine. Quite a unique colour scheme. You don't really see that sort of combination anymore. And then we have the Allen Scythe, which I am a big fan of because they just look so unique. Like massive wheels, great for going over rough terrain. But this is the more unusual 4-stroke with the Mark 15 Villiers engine. You do commonly see the Villiers 2-stroke. I'd actually quite like to have a Villiers 2-stroke version in the future. But I love the colour combination of that as well, with the red tank, very glossy red tank. It's come out well. Then we have the Westwood T1200. I think probably, in my opinion, this one is the one which looks the most like when it came out of the factory. Very original looking, very good paintwork, very little pitting. So very proud of this one. But you're probably thinking, hang on, it has no deck. Well, the reason for that is because I actually found an even better deck. The deck which I fitted to it was quite good, but I've got an even better one to fit to it. So I'll probably do a video at some point of powder coating and rebuilding that. I think once it's powder coated, it would look new. So that is why it's going to be put onto here. It's reserved for the T1200. But it is a challenge keeping everything clean when you don't have any proper storage. This is just kept in the ShelterLogic tent, so it's totally accessible to rodents and spiders. The spiders have found it, luckily the mice haven't yet. Anyway, moving on. We have the Gazelle W8. This is also a nice one. I do like this one. I think the Gazelles all look great with their colour scheme. I think that darker colour with the orange, with the vermilion colour, looks fantastic. It's like a dark grey. But I have two. I've got two Gazelles in the series. There are 4 predominantly, although there are some variants of the same ones. So there's the W6, W8, W11 and W16. I've got the 8 and the 16, hoping to complete my collection one day. But no major rush. I remake all the decals from scratch. I measure them all up. I use a piece of software called Affinity Designer. You can also use Photoshop. And then I get them sent off. I get the documents sent off to a decal printing company and get it printed professionally, so they're all nice and waterproof and UV resistant. And then we have the Howard Rotavator 300. Hoping to do more Howard rotavators in the future. probably get bigger and bigger. This is probably the smallest one I'll do, unless I do get a Bantam, which is one of the very, very small ones. But yeah, I think we'll probably go a bit bigger next time. This is quite old. I think this one is probably 60s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is missing a guard from here. I do have it. I found it. So that needs to be fitted. But the other thing is I'm just trying to show you how they weather after the video has been finished. Like, you've got the full restoration video. It's interesting to see what happens to them afterwards, and I pick up different tips and tricks as I go along. So the older we get here, the more you're going to see like deterioration. One thing is engine blocks. Before, I used to just sandblast them and leave them bare. This is a painted block, so it hasn't oxidized, but if you leave them just sandblasted with the bare aluminium, they do oxidize again. They go white, they get that white powder. But in my more recent restorations, I have lacquered them, and it's really worked well. We then have the haterette. Now, this has been fantastic. I have cut grass with this, which has been about 5 feet tall, and that's no exaggeration. It's been amazing. This is one of the few machines that I've actually properly used after restoration. And in some cases, I just could not have done without it. It's been fantastic. It doesn't mulch so much. It is literally a slasher. It will slash that long grass down, and then you can come in with another mower and mulch it. But yeah, great machines, those haterettes. Certainly not good for leaving a nice finish, but fantastic for clearing undergrowth. Because they also do have the swing blades. Yes, as you can see, not quite the same as when I finished the restoration video, because it's seen some use. But I think at the same time, it's nice to see some use. It's not always nice just to leave them. Most of them are for display purposes, although I will be driving some of these again in the future. But I don't really want to see these go back to how they used to be with all the flaking paint. It's not a nice sight. I like originality, but I think once you've gone through the effort and the expense of getting them like this again, you don't want to see them flaking. Because just one of these restorations, one of these tractor mowers to restore, is several £1,000s. We then have the W16, the first ride-on that I fully dismantled and rebuilt, powder coated and all that. There's been a few before this one which I sort of tinkered around with and aerosol sprayed, but we forget about them. That was just me learning the basics. So this was my first one to be proud of, with it all being done to the best of my knowledge at the time. Like, there's again a few tips and tricks that I've picked up which can improve this further, but it has come out I think very well. And this was done about, what, 4 years ago? Yeah, so I started working on lawnmowers about 15 years ago, but didn't really properly start restoring stuff to this standard until about 2020, 21. And that's why I hope that more and more people support the channel, because it is extremely expensive to do, and there are a good number now who do support the channel financially, and I am so appreciative of it because it just makes everything possible. So thank you to all those people who do subscribe and become channel members. But I do try and keep money talk out of the videos as much as possible, because to me the passion is in the restorations. It's just, to do restorations, it is expensive, and obviously to get bigger and bigger projects, that's expensive too. And I don't currently have the facilities to take on larger projects. That's why I'm trying to grow the channel, so that I can grow the size of machines that we restore. And then we have this one here, the Allen 526. This one, yeah, this one this one needs a bit of work. I was practicing powder coating for the first time when I did this one, and as you can see, those rims, yeah, they're not doing terribly well. These days on a restoration, everything gets primed, everything gets powder coated to a very high standard. This was me just really having a go. So those rims, I will be taking them off, and I will be having them powder coated. I'll be having them primed. That is powder coat, but it's just, it wasn't primed, so that's the finish you get after a few years. The rust starts to regrow, so it needs blasting, it needs priming, it needs top coating, and that will happen. Same for these parts here. You see, at the time, when I had a little less experience, I just sandblasted these parts and then used heatproof paint. But now if I was to do that, I would use a heatproof primer as well. So a lot has been learnt since this one. This is the furthest back. I forget the year of this one. Was it 2020? Maybe 21? I did actually manage to find the brochure for this one, and I wish I could have included some history in the videos, because now I always include the history of the company in my videos, in my restoration videos, but I wasn't doing it at this time. And you can see that it would have had a chrome handlebar, and I've never seen another one of these in real life. I haven't even seen one in pictures on an auction site. This is the only time in this little leaflet that I've seen another one, and I can see that this one is not original. I didn't know at the time, but somebody has replaced the handlebar with a steering wheel, which actually works all right. It's not even noticeable, but you can see what it would have looked like when you purchased one back in the 70s. I think it is 70s, isn't it? Yeah, this was 70s. Yeah, just looking in there, it is 1970. Interesting. So, yeah, my goal for the future is to find more and more weird and old machines, things which are very, very hard to come across, which obviously poses an issue in itself for me, getting hold of it in the first place. But that's what I want to do. I want to move away from doing generic stuff like mass-produced lawnmowers. They're fine for repair videos. I'm going to continue to do them for repair videos. But when it comes to restorations, I do want to go down the route of doing unusual stuff, because I find that extremely fascinating. Okay, well, there we go. We are going to leave this video here. I have also put in the description a link so you can watch every single one of these being restored. So if there's any of these that you really want to see being done from start to finish, check out the description and you'll find the link for that video. And again, if you do want to subscribe, it's totally free. It certainly helps the channel. It's very much appreciated. Please remember to like all the videos as well. And the only thing I'll say, one final thing, is everything you see here has been a genuine restoration. Nothing has been dipped in acid. I have been accused in the past of dipping stuff in acid to make them look bad, but that is nonsense. Yes, there are channels out there that do it. I couldn't believe it when somebody first mentioned it. I had to look into it, but they do. It's clear that they dip stuff in acid, which is just crazy. I cannot believe it. But I do not want to be put into that group, because it is factually incorrect. Nothing here has been made to look bad prior to restoring. So this is all genuine stuff. Okay, so there will be more restorations coming up in the very near future. They take a long time to do, but I'll keep you up to date, and I'll be slotting in some repair videos in between. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I get the questions so often saying, what do you do with everything? Well, there you go. I try and keep my favorites. Until the next video, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.